What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Steph, also known as the Freckled One. Today, I'm going to be using two new brow products to achieve the feather brow look, which looks a little something like this. Fairly large and in charge, grounding brows that look as natural as possible. I'm going to be using the famous Patrick Ta Major Brow Shaping Wax. I have the shade Clear, and I'm also going to be using Covergirl's brow pencil in the shade 705 Rich Brown. The two of these have made these brows today. I do love this combo. I dare I say it, like it even more than the last combo I did with the Benefit pen and the Fenty brow wax, but I still have them and I still love them and use them. I know that a lot of you have found my channel through that one feather brow video, and so I'm hoping that as kind of new products come in the market and as I find new techniques that work for me, I can share them with you. Just so you know, I do have my brows laminated. However, that doesn't really affect anything in this tutorial. The reason why I have them laminated is so I can kind of just walk out the door after brushing my brows and not really have to do anything else. But these products will work perfectly on anyone's eyebrows that aren't laminated. And if you are interested in lamination, let me know if you want to see a video on that. I have two absolutely amazing women, Denise and Delenia. I will put their IG accounts right here. They are absolutely spectacular and such powerful women, and if you live in the LA area, I can't recommend both of them enough. So check out those accounts stat. If you aren't already part of the fam, hit that subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell if you want to know the next time that I post. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so to start, one of my biggest tips and tricks is to always brush out my eyebrows right after I get out of the shower. I kind of believe, same thing with, you know, your hair has memory to it. So if my eyebrows are kind of have been washed down in the shower and they're kind of slooping or sloping, they'll kind of stay like that. And so right when I get out of the shower, I just brush them up. I've already done this, but I think before you start doing anything to your brows with makeup, it's such a good idea to first brush them so that you can kind of see what is needed, how it needs to be combed with your product. Okay, next, one of my favorite products that I've been using for a very long time is the Covergirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. I am in the shade 705 Rich Brown. I don't know if they make this specific pencil anymore. I believe it's just renamed and called the Covergirl Microfine and Define Pencil. This is only $8.99 at Ulta. You don't need to splurge on a really expensive brow pencil. I think they all kind of work the same, to be perfectly honest. So this is what that looks like. Again, it has a spoolie on one side and a, you know, the pencil that twirls up. So there's no sharpening involved either, which can kind of get annoying to bring around in your makeup bag. So I do love that. It has a point to it. I am at the very last few centimeters of product on here because that's how much I've used. So I just take this and I start filling in my brows. And I like having a little bit more sparse areas on the inside of the brow, but you can see here that I need a little bit of filling in. So I'm just going to take that and very lightly just run it through. And I'm not being super precise. I am lucky enough to have fairly thick brows. And so that's already looking better. I can see a little spot here that isn't filled in. And so that already looks 10 times better. I do want to comb it out just to make sure that I haven't put any like super harsh lines But you know, for a product being $8.99 that lasts, I don't know, I've probably had this for 2 years. It's honestly probably expired at this point, but it really has lasted me forever. And so you can already see that I just have so much more fullness on this side and just a little bit more sparse on the ends on that side. So just feather this in just a little bit and then comb it out. And so I feel like this just really kind of grounds my makeup look. I already have the rest of my makeup done, and brows are actually kind of the last step in my makeup routine. So I'm going to do the other eye very quickly and I will be right back. All right, so now that my brows are both filled in and bold, I'm ready to go in with my brow wax. I have been in love with brow wax for a few months now. If you saw my last video, I've used the Fenty wax pen and I still really do love that, but I have fallen even more madly in love with the Patrick Ta Major Brow Shaping Wax, and I have the shade Clear. It comes in this little pan, and what you can do is take the spoolie that you used earlier to brush them out. Like I said, this is a clean spoolie. I think that's really important to make sure that product doesn't build up and you're just putting kind of old wax into your brows. But what Patrick does is he takes a setting spray or even water. I'm using the Urban Decay All-Nighter spray just because that's the closest one in my reach. But you take a little bit of that spray and you can spray directly into the pan, which is what I'm gonna do right now. Sorry, there's a plane. Or you can spray your spoolie. I don't want to spray my spoolie just because it's going to get all over my bedroom. But I'm going to spray directly into the pan, just one spritz. Take my spoolie and rub the product around. I don't know if there we go. And so you will end up with a little something like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into my mirror and I'm just going to start combing my brows up where I want them to be. Now the wax is going to feel a little bit wet at first because, you know, of the setting spray and it's activated, but eventually, depending on what look you want, you can simply brush them up and they'll stay that way, or you can brush them and push them onto your skin to really lay them down. And I think that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm in the mood. And so, as you can see, I have a full pressed down brow, and I'm here for it. I'm going to do another small spritz, just a little one, and do the exact same thing on the other eye. And what I like about that pencil and using this product is I'm not really afraid of the spoolie kind of pushing around the product that I just laid down. After giving it some time to kind of sit there, I don't have to worry about that. And the thing about feather brows is they aren't, I mean, they truly just don't have to be precise at all. Your rules, man. Oh, yeah. And so if you don't want them sticking straight up, you can brush them down a little bit. And I'm really happy with that. All I'm gonna do is let that dry down, and then I'm going to just put a little bit of highlight under my brow bone, and I'll show you that in a second. And I forgot to mention that the brow wax is $22 at Sephora. I believe they're completely sold out right now of both the kind of darker brown shade and the clear. However, there is a dupe for this, and that is the Makeup Revolution brow wax, or I guess it's called Soap Brow, and you can find that at Ulta for just $8, which is amazing. I personally don't own it. I probably won't until I run out of this, but I have seen multiple YouTubers kind of use that as a dupe for this. And if you also don't want to spend $8 on kind of this exact product at Ulta, honestly the packaging and everything looks almost exactly the same, you can use a bar of soap and do the same method where you use water or a setting spray, rub in the spoolie, and just comb in your brows. So there's so many options out there, but this has been my combo that I've liked. Okay, last but not least, I do want to just highlight a tad underneath my brow bone. Like I said, I'm going to be using the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in 10, which is Be My Highlight. Looks like this. Here's the packaging. And this is an amazing drugstore, very natural looking highlighter. And I just take a little bit on a fan brush. I have this one by, what is this? I think this is a Real Techniques small fan brush that came in a set. So I'm just going to take the smallest bit of that, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to highlight slightly. And do the same over here. And I want to be precise with this so that it looks the most natural. Blend this out a little bit. The reason why I like waiting for everything to dry is so this powder doesn't stick to my actual brow, because I wouldn't want that. And there you go. Now you have a nice little highlight. And you can get this highlighter for $4.99, which is amazing. Anyway, that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this feather brow tutorial, my second one now, and I'm sure there's going to be a third at some point. But I hope that over the holiday seasons everyone can stay safe, but still, you know, take care of their own mental health and hopefully have some joy in their lives, as gosh, the world really deserves it right now. So anyway, take care, be safe, and be kind. Bye.